Hello and welcome to another battle replay video by Lord Snake. Today, considering the Bretonnian patch is coming out in just a few short days, I decided to do a battle in honor of that. It's going to be the first 3v3 battle I've ever shown on my channel, so I hope you guys enjoy. Of course, I'm playing as the Wood Elves, since this is the last battle I'm showing for the Rise of the Wood Elf, Realm of the Wood Elf DLC. You can see I brought Durthu as my general, a Waystalker, 3 units of Dryads, a unit of Wildwood Rangers, 3 units of Glade Guard with Hagbane tips for poison damage, a unit of Waywatchers, 2 units of Wild Riders, and a unit of Glade Riders. My Bretonnian opponent there brought to the battlefield a Bretonnian Lord on the back of a Barded Warhorse, 4 units of Grail Knights, 4 units of mounted Human Archers, and a unit of Field Trebuchets. My Imperial ally brought to the battlefield a Imperial Lord on the back of a Griffin, 3 units of Swordsmen, 3 units of Halberdiers, 2 units of Greatswords, 2 units of Crossbowmen, and 2 units of Demigryph Knights he had right there. I don't know if I mentioned the 2 Amber Wizards he had. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the battle, my Glade Riders here were very out of position, so they got completely destroyed, unfortunately, and they weren't really able to do anything for the rest of the fight since they ran away.
Right away.
My Vampire Count ally brought to the battlefield Isabella Von Carstein on the back of the Barded Skeletal Warhorse. He brought a Necromancer on the back of a normal Skeletal Warhorse, 2 units of Zombies, a unit of Renown of Zombies, 3 units of Crypt Ghouls, a unit of Crypt Horrors. He also brought to the battlefield the unit of Renown for Mortis Engine, a unit of Renown for Black Knights with Lances and Barding, the unit of Renown for Hex Wraiths, and finally a unit of Fell Bats. And after that, my Imperial opponent brought to the battlefield an Imperial Lord on foot. You can see him getting up here because he just took an arrow of Kurnos to the face. He also brought a Warrior Priest, 4 units of Swordsmen, 7 units of Halberdiers, 4 units of Handgunners, and he also had a unit of Greatswords hanging out in the trees over there. And finally, my Dwarf opponent brought to the battlefield a Dwarf Lord, a Master Engineer, 3 units of Dwarf Warriors, 4 units of Dwarf Cannons, 4 units of Organ Guns, and that was his army. So you can definitely tell that my opponents did specialized armies, focusing either on artillery, infantry, or cavalry, and they kind of depended on one another for those advantages and disadvantages from those select types of units. So we'll see how that plays out for them.
The Empire will fall!
My Bretonnian opponent brought his mounted Human Archers over.
Fight, lads!
He got him a little too close to my Glade Guard though, so you can see they start shooting him with those poison arrows.
Fight! Kill! Our lives depend on it!
And they managed to get broken just a little bit before they got out of range. You can see we started to move our cavalry units up. My ally brought his Demigryph Knights forward. Immediately got them into those handgunners there. I moved from a little bit around the sides though for my charge.
Battle! Boom! Right up!
see, that unit of dwarf cannons got out of position since they were focused on those blade riders. That was a bit of a mistake on my opponent's part.
At once!
To say the least. Good rear charges in here to kind of sandwich in my opponent's infantry.
Flatten them!
My Bretonnian opponent kind of just baited my allies' armies over here. Pretty much I just wanted to ride down my opponent's fleeing infantry so that they wouldn't come back to the battle. This allowed my Wild Riders to get an absolute ton of kills here. You can see that I used Durthu to summon a Feral Manticore. Hex Wraiths here got stuck in against some Grail Knights. Grail Knights have magical flaming lances that just shred through Hex Wraiths. There's a block of doom on those Grail Knights though. Do a little bit of damage to even that out. Here I noticed that my opponent still had his greatsword stuck in these trees. I think he had forgotten about him at this point, but it was about time I could go over and mop him up anyway.
At once!
My Feral Manticore did get slain by my opponent's Warrior Priest. Warrior Priest was fighting over here, but I think he broke already. Yeah, he did. That, me and my allies managed to get a close victory. I'll pan over the battle so you guys can witness the carnage. I absolutely love 3v3s because the scale of them is just immense. Here's where we had that first little battle in the beginning. So, on my team you can see Durthu did quite a bit of damage, as well as 1 unit of Dryads and 1 unit of Glade Guard. I also had my Way Watchers, which didn't do too shabby, and both units of Wild Riders did absolutely amazing, since they got to ride down a lot of fleeing opponents. In total, just those 2 units alone got over 400 kills, so they were definitely worth the investment. My opponent's team, or my Bretonnian opponent's team I should say, it was primarily just his field trebuchet that did well, but other than that, the rest of his army wasn't really too great. And anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed that battle replay video. I know I'm not planning on getting another video up for a few weeks now, but that's mostly because I'm going to be playing the Bretonnian campaign. And anyway, I hope you guys all have a good few weeks, and I'll see you all again soon.